A very good morning to one and all. For today's discussion, we'll be talking about marriage. As we all know, marriage is a formally recognized union of two people of different or same genders. So we are here today to discuss about the new propositions of making all forms of marriage illegal. We have with us renowned names who have came down to help us discuss and understand the reasons behind the decision, as well as what are the benefits of making it illegal. Let me now introduce to you my three panelists for today's discussion. We have Ms. Doreen Tang, a marriage counselor from Ministry of Social and Family Development with a PhD in Sociology and Political Science. We also have Mr. Karthikeyan, Chairman of Singapore Law Society, leading lawyer on divorce with a PhD in law as well as psychology. Our third panelist would be Ms. Azrina, a leading expert in the social work with a PhD in sociology, majoring in tackling youth issues as well as MP of Marine Parade GRC. Welcome all for today's discussion.
Thank you.
So what are your views of making all forms of marriage illegal?
The divorce rate all around the world has doubled in the last 10 years, and also on top of that, we can see that Belgium has a divorce rate of as high as 70% as of last year. So this shows that marriage is actually very volatile, and with marriage made illegal, people would be able to live truly for themselves, and also there will be no more social disengagement, more time for themselves, and they do not have to worry about going home and preparing dinner for their family as well.
Personally, I think it's a great idea. 5 years ago, when I first started practicing, I only took $50,000 home, but now I'm taking almost $500,000 home. Can you imagine the difference? It's due to the fact that the average case of divorce has gone up. And I mean, it is lucrative, but I would prefer that the couples can stand by the vows that they've made rather than just divorce.
In relation to what Kati has said, we all know what happens to children when divorce happens. We don't know what happens to them, where they go, their emotional and mental health will be put at risk because it will be neglected. Children whose minds are impressionable, they are vulnerable and they are responsive, which is why divorce with the parents is only going to be a traumatic experience for them and going to affect them adversely. We all know how children like to keep to themselves, and may even lead to depression, and it's not what we want at all.
That's true. I strongly advocate cohabitation, which is the practice of living together and having a sexual relationship without getting married. I mean, there is no issues of dowries or being forced to get married by your parents or getting married because there's a bun in the oven of your girlfriend or whatsoever. And this just solves most of the issues, and you don't have to worry about the stress-inducing factors called the in-laws. Yeah, and you don't have to pay to get married, and you don't have to pay to get divorced.
Of course, there will be issues of contracting STDs, but I'm sure that the technological advances of the medical team will be able to come up with some of the measures to tackle such issues. And also, on top of that, what's the point of getting married when you know for sure that you will be unhappy? Like having so many commitments on hand, trying to strike a balance between your family and your career, that's a sure early way to end up in a grave, right? Yeah.
Okay, I have another question. Okay, marriage is something separate, right? And it's a part of traditional beliefs and culture. And making it illegal may cause an uprising issue among the masses, right? And then, moreover, you also touch on cohabitation. People do practice cohabitation in Western countries. Do you think it's applicable in Asian context? And what are your views on this?
Our culture, our society has become more westernized, and also traditional practice will soon become a thing of the past. So people nowadays are more open-minded, and they are actually opting to remain single these days. Let's look at it this way. Children born out of wedlock will lead to higher crime rates, and as they turn out to be delinquents, and this will actually put a risk to our national security. So I would think that staying single would be a better alternative.
But don't worry about that, Azrina. The government can step in to help. After all, the government is for the people, by the people. Maybe we can set up some government welfare childcare centers, which may be known as the Dropbox or whatsoever. Maybe you and the community can look into that.
The burden of actually having children and being married, we can spend more time with our family and friends. We can all live by the motto of you only live once and only for yourself. Also, when we take a closer look at it, not being married and not having children will actually make our financial burden lighter. Because studies have shown that to bring one child up to the age of 21 will actually cost a large amount of 1.1 million. With that amount of money, we can actually use it for ourselves, help ourselves as individuals, you and me. We can get what we want, we can achieve the 5 C's, because all of us at this age are striving for comfort, material comforts, right? And people may say that money can't buy you happiness, but with money we can actually buy things that make us happy.
Okay, so with both males and females working, right, wouldn't marriage increase the earning power in the household income? Major expenses like car, house can be shared, right? So Ms. Amy, your opinion on this?
Given that we have said that males and females are actually working in this society, this would actually mean that why is there even a need for us to spend our already limited time with someone else when we can actually use the time to pamper ourselves? And also on top of that, what happens to the me time that everyone should be entitled to? And also to answer your question on earning power wise, I would say that I do not think it works that way, because we will still have to plan the household expenses and also the other living expenses that come along with living together.
Okay, it seems like we had a great discussion on making all forms of marriage illegal. To conclude, it seems that making marriage illegal is the best idea that has been put forward in a long time. Clearly, by making it illegal, many social issues can be solved. It will also greatly improve the demographic trends and make Singapore a great place to live in. We will really be one people, one nation, one Singapore, since there isn't a need to have two in a relationship. We can move forward with the slogan of every man and woman for themselves. On that note, I would like to thank all my panelists for their intellectual views on today's discussion. Thank you all and have a good day.